Hi friends, I just came back after watching Kantara chapter 1 on the big screen. What a visual spectacle, man. Rishabh Shetty, what are you? Are you a human? Are you a demigod or a god by yourself? When you adorn that Panjurli Daiva, when you adorn that Guliga Daiva, it feels like we are seeing those Daivas live. What a performance, what a transformation of Rishabh Shetty, friends. Whatever you have watched in Kantara, 2022 Kantara, you are going to get 100x of that. Kantara in Kantara chapter 1, you are going to get 100x of Rishabh Shetty, of what you watched in Kantara chapter 1, friends. And the scale of the movie, the magnum opus feel of the movie, the madness with which it has been created, the passion, dedication, and the immense love which has been poured into the movie. Each and every emotion drafted, scripted in a beautiful way. It looks like even an action scene, what has to happen one after the other, has been scripted step by step, friends. Precision, golden precision this movie is. What Rishabh Shetty and Hombade films have created is not just a visual spectacle, but it is a divine spiritual experience as it unfolds on the big screen, friends. Kantara chapter 1 is a legend. And this man, Rishabh Shetty, is not just a human being, friends. He is a man, he is a myth, he is a legend all by himself. He has brought his dreams onto the big screen. The translation of the story he wanted to tell onto the big screen is simply gives you a magnum opus feel. As a director, he has excelled. In every department, he has excelled. He has not only brought best of him, but best of others as well on the big screen. The cast ensemble is also simply brilliant, and Rishabh Shetty has nailed that department of as a director. Because if he is a director, if an actor is a director, he can visualize what he wants to get on the big screen. He can visualize what has been scripted and how it will be translated into that language when it unfolds on the big screen. He has seen each and every scene that is not Bedaku, that was Darshana. It was Darshana, friends. For me, for everyone watching in the theatre, Kantara chapter 1 was literally a Darshana. Two scenes in the second half where Rishabh Shetty transforms. I'm talking about Rishabh Shetty, the actor. There are two scenes in which he transforms. The transition and the transformation of Rishabh Shetty is mighty. It is going to touch you here. It's going to touch you here. It's going to stir many things here. The thought process which runs in your brains, friends, when you're watching this movie, how come this man has seen, how he has visualized this movie? If you can't visualize, if there is no Darshana, the movie will not come in this way at all. He has put his heart, soul, senses, emotions, everything into Kantara chapter 1, just as he had done in Kantara, friends. This is not just a magnum opus, not only a visual spectacle, it's an experience. A divine and spiritual experience is Kantara, friends. It's a masterpiece. A few directors will visualize making such movies and they can transform that into realities. Rishabh Shetty has set a benchmark. Come break this as a director and as an actor, friends. Coming to those two scenes, after the interval there is a transition scene, transformation scene, and in the climax there is a transformation scene of Rishabh Shetty. That's going to show you he is not worthy of Oscar. Oscar is worthy. Oscar, Bhaskar, any award, friends, is worthy of Rishabh Shetty. He is not worthy of awards. Awards deserve Rishabh Shetty. Such an actor, such a director. He has nailed it, friends. Every department. And he has visualized, conceptualized, and he has supervised each and everything until this comes as a perfect product. You wanted to watch this, I'm going to give you this after 3 years. In one of the dialogues in his entry scene, he tells, Baro ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಡವಾಯ್ತೇನೋ ಅಲ್ಲ. I was a little bit late. Yes, he came late after 3 years, but those 3 years were spent like anything. The hard work, the passion, the dedication of Rishabh Shetty is seen, translated on the big screen, friends. This is Kantara chapter 1 for you from Rishabh Shetty, a gift to every movie lover. Immaterial of the language, immaterial of the age. You need to watch this and experience this on the big screen, friends. In the description, you have a link of my on-screen experience and emotions. Do watch that also. And coming to the movie itself, friends, right at the beginning itself, Rishabh Shetty connects the old Kantara to Kantara chapter 1, where the story had ended with the question, why my father had disappeared in this ring in the Kantara forest, is the question asked by a little kid there. He's a grown-up kid here. He asked the same question, and there is a narrative which takes us hundreds of years back into the Kadamba dynasty, where there is a king, a drunkard king, and his kingdom. There is a demarcation which is supposed to be haunted by a Brahma Rakshasa, and beyond that there is Kantara forest. So people have put a margin in the name of Brahma Rakshasa between them. The people of the kingdom are not going into Kantara, and people of Kantara forest have never explored what is the kingdom. So that is a demarcation between something which is really good and innocent and something which is very wily, very wild and very cruel in thoughts. That is the kingdom of the king. So here whatever the story develops and is connected to the Kantara, previous Kantara, here again you have the Panjuli Deva, here you have the connection of Gudiga Deva, here you have the concept of Bhutakola, here it is a good versus bad, here there is God versus evil fight again, with so many characters coming into the play, friends. That is the story in brief of Kantara chapter 1. If I tell anything else, it will be a spoiler. So how Rishabh Shetty and his team come into the city, the citadel, the fortress of the king, what experience do they have, how they establish their business in the port, the city gates, the port, everything is new for them, why they have come, what business do they do, and where do we get a conflict point between the king and Rishabh Shetty, who is a savior or a person who naturally comes as a savior for the people of Kantara. He is a person who thinks ahead of time. So the clash between Kantara forest and the kingdom, why it happens and what it happens, what is the reason behind that, everything will unfold towards the climax, friends. That is story in brief. But the world building of Kantara is simply superb world building that he does, because the world building of Kantara in 2022 and the world building what it needs now, because it is a historical story, the entire world changes, friends, except the intro right at the beginning for a few minutes. So the entire world he has created immediately after beginning the movie, Rishabh Shetty absorbs us into the world of Kantara. You start understanding what is the world of Kantara. You have some expectations, you have some analysis in your mind, you know some things are going to come, but where you don't know, the placements are simply fantastic, friends. So the world creation is simply awesome. The Kantara forest, the jungles, the natural shots, you are immersed into the nature and the way the people live there, the folklore and the folklore practices, the customs, the traditions, the simplicity of those peoples, the small things they do and enjoy by themselves, the hunting and almost everything. The families, the tribe, the tribal life has been covered in an exemplary way. On the other side, you see the grandeur, a big palace, the palace gates, the ports, and the set designs of both are simply superb, friends. I would not call the set design of Kantara forest as a set design because it is naturally shot in the forest. The cinematography is simply awesome, but the sets have also been placed there because people live there. The set designing of the kingdom is simply exemplary. And the shots, the drone shots, the cinematography, here I would appreciate Arvind Kashyap for his brilliant cinematography. The visuals are simply awesome, mind-blowing. The VFX is good. The CGI is good. Look for the tiger and the animals which are coming. You have never seen such a tiger or such animals. I don't want to mention which animals in the movie. In the close-up, look so natural with VFX and CGI. And mind you, in most of the scenes, friends, around 90% I guess of the movie, CGI and VFX has not been used. They have been naturally shot in the natural locations. I may be exaggerated. Okay, let's keep it as 75 to 80% of the movie has been naturally shot in natural locations and also in the sets without making use of artificial intelligence or your CGIs and VFX. Arvind Kashyap needs an applause again. The entire team, the camera team needs an applause. Ajanish Loknath, he does the same what he has done in Kantara. In Kantara chapter 1 also, he does the same job of elevating the frames with his fantastic background score. He has created that Kantara vibe with his music. Arvind Kashyap with his camera. They have created that Kantara vibe. Why Kantara looks like Kantara and so rich and grandeur and visual and spiritual and divine spectacle, because of these two people's contribution as well. Apart from Rishabh Shetty's vision and direction, friends. Brilliant background score by Ajanish Loknath. I'm speaking about the world here. These are also the part of the world itself. The world has been created here by these people. Simply brilliant. Songs are also simply good. There are not plenty of songs. There are a couple of songs which come situationally. They connect your emotional cards. Yes. And action sequences and the best pick out scenes in the movie, friends. How many are there? What to tell? In the first half of the movie, there is a Ratha episode, the chariot episode, how that has been picturized. That's a case study all by itself. Kantara itself is a case study. Rishabh Shetty is a case study. And that chariot scene is a case study. That chariot, the action episode, just to watch as it is rushing into the small citadel, into the streets of the citadel, into the market area. Fantastic action. Goosebumps it literally gives you, and it makes you, keeps you astonished how even these people have visualized this and shot this. Fantastic episode. That is one of the best, not one of the best. Let me tell you, it is the best scene of Kantara, friends. Kantara chapter 1. Best pick and best action episode. And come to the interval block, friends. The fantastic, one of the fantastic interval blocks. If I tell you what is going to happen in the interval, it will be a spoiler. It is one of the fantastic interval blocks. It leaves you on a high. I don't want to go and take my popcorn or a drink. That will be your mindset. Please start. Don't give a break here. Continue with the second half. That is the high which gives you. That's a point which also gives you a conflict of the story of Kantara. And the post-interval transformation scene, the first transformation scene of Rishabh Shetty, masterpiece. The war sequence, masterpiece. And the last action episode, the final act. Again, there is a transformation and transition of Rishabh Shetty. Just watch out for that. He is not just an actor. He is A mad person personified, friends. Madness with divinity, with going into the character and living that character personified. He has lived every moment. Award-winning performance. And coming to the support cast ensemble, friends, that is yet another strength. Rukmini Vasant has given a brilliant performance, friends. She not only looks beautiful and gorgeous, lovable and admirable, but watch out for her role in the second half, friends. What meaty role she gets, and she lives up to that role. Perfect choice of Rukmini Vasant for that particular character. Jairam, he has left his impression on the movie, friends. Few moments, and just watch out for him till the climax. He is there, here and there, here and there, here and there, and you'll know the impact of his character and the caliber of his acting at the end of the movie, friends. Jairam, simply exemplary. Now let us come to the villain of the movie. Villain and also the Joker, the combination of both. Gulshan Devaya. He has given a brilliant performance as a drunkard king. Watch out for him. Intimidating at parts, humorous at parts, and very, very effective, friends. All other actors also have done justice to their roles. And coming to one more point, humor of the movie is simply good, friends. Most of the first half has plenty of moments of humor, and the slang and the language dialect used there, and the naturally spontaneously created humor. It tickles your funny bone. It naturally brings smile on your face. But what I felt, it's also a negative, like it dulls the seriousness of the story here and there, even in the second half, amidst serious episodes, amidst serious action episodes also, the humor is plugged in. It looks like little too much, but you can ignore that in the larger frame of the movie, friends. Humor of the movie is also a winner. That I would like to tell. Coming to the negatives, I don't want to speak about the negatives at all. Every movie will have positives and negatives. There may be little flaws here and there. I don't want to touch about that because this was a perfect movie for me, friends. Really perfect movie for me. I would like to ignore those small things. As a reviewer, as a fan, I loved the movie. This is a masterpiece. Fine verdict, friends. I don't want to rate Kantara, but my love, my loads of love to Rishabh Shetty, to Humbala Films and the entire team of Kantara Chapter 1. Thanks for giving us this movie. By recommendation, don't miss Kantara Chapter 1. Don't miss the big screen experience, friends. Thanks for watching my video. If you loved my video, you can like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you all in my next video with another movie review. Until then, do take care. Goodbye. Namaste.